For you to be able to learn, you need to be engaged in what you're learning. And we also need you to be actively thinking about what you're learning as well. Learning is very much an active process and it's not passive. So it needs to be active and you need to be engaged and focused on what you're learning. So with that in mind, I want to talk to you about how I need you to interact with the videos that you're going to use to learn the new knowledge in science this year. Okay, so before you watch a video, there's going to be pre-video questions. The idea with the pre-video questions is it's trying to make a link with your prior knowledge. Because everything that we're going to talk about, you've learnt before or you know from your general knowledge. You probably know something about it. So I want to try and activate your prior knowledge and so that we can then build on that knowledge. So that's the point of the pre-video questions. So the first thing you're going to do is the pre-video questions before you watch the video. I want you to try and do your best at answering those questions, bearing in mind that you probably already know something about it. I've designed the questions so that they are things that you know a little bit about already. If it's something you don't know, I don't need you to go away and Google it. It's just to start you thinking about it. Then you need to watch the video. Now, that needs to be an active process as well. So you could imagine if you're just sitting back watching YouTube cat videos, well, that's a passive process. But I need you to actually think about what you're watching. So I'm going to actually ask you to watch the video twice. The first time at normal speed, just watch the whole thing through. These videos are only about 4 or 5 minutes at the absolute longest, so it's no dramas, just to watch it through, being engaged, focused and in the moment. The second time, you need to be taking notes. Now, the note style we're going to be using is what's called Cornell notes. It's been around for a very long time and it's very, very effective. So in your workbooks, we have made up pages that look like this. So I think we've got like a title at the top. We've got a column down here and then we've got a box down the bottom here. So this section here, the main section, is where you're actually going to take your notes. So when you're watching the video the second time, you'll pause it, you'll rewind it if you need to, and you're going to take some notes down of what was in the video. On this column here, this is where you're going to write any questions you have, questions that come out of the video. But as well as that, I want you to write key words. So key words that are going to help you to remember the content. Now finally, remember how it needs to be active and engaged. So what I need you to do here at the bottom is write a summary. Now the summary is in your own words. If it's a 5-minute video, the summary is only going to be a couple of sentences. So don't feel you need to write a paragraph. It's a summary in your words of the video. So what you're doing is you're having to process the content of the video actively and in an engaged manner. Learning, when you learn anything, it needs to be hard work. So if you're not engaged and you're not working hard, you're really not learning it and you're wasting your own time. So this is a very, very effective tool that's been used for many years all over the world. Cornell notes. Cornell notes. And so that's what we're going to be doing this year. So this will be in your workbook. You have the pre-video questions, then you'll have your notes also in your workbook, and then finally we're going to have our post-video questions as well. With our post-video questions, the first couple of them are going to be directly related to the content of the video. So go back and check your notes if you need to. Sometimes there'll be definitions and just really making sure that you absolutely know those main points. But then there's probably a few other questions as well, of what we call transfer questions. You're transferring your knowledge that you've learned in the video to different unique situations, and that's real learning when you're able to actually transfer your knowledge. So those second couple of questions, I do want you to really think about. And you might actually come back with more questions about it because you don't quite understand. If that's the case, go back and watch the video again. Talk to the person sitting next to you. Ask your teacher. Let's make sure that you understand it. So having good notes is a very, very important skill. Answering questions before and after the video, we know that works. There's been some good research to demonstrate that helps with your understanding. And you've got it all in one workbook, which really helps with your revision as well. So I want you to take pride in your workbook this year. I want you to spend some good quality time making good notes, and I think you're going to find some real benefits from it. Good luck.